Is about this video. D, if you cue the first video for us, please. And let's get started. Oh, you got
horrible things those awful men are doing to you over there.
I was at a Whole Foods table outside, minding my business at
Oh, you got
horrible things those awful men are doing to you over there.
I was at a Whole Foods table outside, minding my business at night, and this black guy decides to hand me a hormone balance brochure. I think he wanted to talk to me under the guise of giving me some promotional information, you know.
Oh no, not the old hormone brochure trick. Those nasty men with their pocket full of pamphlets. They're just trying to get you nice and fertile before they can take advantage of you. Run, lady, run!
I think it's a guise for what men like to do to get a woman's attention. Men seem to like to get a woman's attention.
Yes, men like to get a woman's attention. How else are they gonna get you to read the brochure? So it surprises you that guys have to get a woman's attention in order to talk to her?
Like, as if they're entitled to that attention. It's not so much shooting a shot as it is entitlement. Sometimes you just got to let people be. It's not like you passing up the moment of the best thing that you could have ever had in your life at a gas station.
Oh, I see. They're entitled to it. So if a guy dares to interact with you, he's automatically entitled. But they wouldn't try to shoot their shot until after you've had your hormones anyway, right? So you're safe. And what's wrong with gas stations? Unless guys are walking up and saying stuff like, "Can I feel your tank?" That's just as good as anywhere else to meet somebody. Okay, so rule number 1, do not approach a woman to talk to her. Okay, got it.
Last night was Friday, and I go and I get gas. This guy was trying to hit on me about my Apple sticker, and he's like, "So you got an Apple, I got an Apple, can I call you an Apple?" And I said, "No." Yeah, I told him no in front of his friend that was in his seat, that was in his car with him.
What's up with you and gas stations? Okay, so other than being really proud of yourself for shooting him down, what else did that nasty man do? Did he pin you against your car? Beat you with a fistful of pamphlets? Please, girl, don't keep me hanging.
I made it out of that situation safely. Think about that.
Lady, that's the most horrifying story I've ever heard. Are you okay? Did you go to the police? I gotta say, you're one brave woman. I sure hope this next lady hasn't been so mistreated. Shame on you, men.
I have a question for you guys. What's going on with guys not approaching women anymore?
Wait a sec. The last lady said,
Like, if I make eye contact with you and you're checking me out and you're staring at me for like 10 minutes, I don't know, maybe stop being creepy and come up and say hello?
so if they're creepy and staring at you from a dark corner for 10 minutes, you want them to come up and say hello?
I don't know. Food for thought? Like, why aren't you guys approaching women anymore?
Because you tell them not to?
Like, I was at a bar.
Of course you
and
were.
everyone is in their own groups, not approaching strangers. Like, not one guy, not even just for me, not one guy went up to a girl and just started talking to her. It was so weird. And I'm like, how am I supposed to meet people?
Well, you're a strong, independent woman, right? Why is it the man's job to make the first move? Wouldn't that be entitled? Okay, so rule number 2. Do approach a woman, but only if you're creepy and you stare at her first.
right. You guys saw that.
That gave me a headache.
Listen, you guys make that make sense to me, please. What is it that women want? Do they want a guy to approach them or not approach them?
All right, I'm gonna say what I think, and ladies, tell me what you think. The difference between a good approach and harassment and being creepy is purely whether she finds him attractive or not.
Ding, ding, ding.
That's literally what it is. Has nothing to do with the behavior, which is kind of like, well, for guys, it's kind of like, well, you don't know if she finds you attractive until you make the approach. If she doesn't, you're a creep. If she does, it's a good approach. And because of dating apps now, that eliminates the risk for approach. So, like, why would guys approach and risk being creepy when they can just swipe on the app?
So, ladies, do you want men to approach you or not?
I do. Like, personally, I do, because how will I know if you're interested in me or not? But and I'm a bit different. If I see someone I like, I'm probably gonna talk to you, whether you said it spoken to me or not. I might make a move if I feel a vibe. But yeah, why not come and speak to me? Yeah.
I agree. I think for the most part, I still believe that men are quote unquote hunters. You see something you like, you kind of approach her, make some sort of gesture. But I do think you have to sometimes read the room. Sometimes you can tell that somebody doesn't look like they're in the mood. They don't really want to have a conversation. Maybe if I'm at the gym with my headphones on, might not be the greatest time to approach me. But for the most part, you kind of just have to wing it. I don't envy men. It's hard. You don't really know when to do so and when not to. I can't answer that question full force, but for the most part, if she finds you attractive, you can't really go wrong with the approach. If she doesn't, then you're a creep. Like
when you say like read the room, like how do you, Kit? Do you know how to read the room as a man? Do you think you're well versed in reading the room?
I like to think that I can pick up on cues if a woman finds you attractive. Some women are more subtle than others. Sometimes you miss subtle cues because it's like they want to show you that they're into you without making it too obvious. I mean, you know, choosing signals is a thing. Is she looking at you? Is her body language towards you? When you're in her periphery, does she catch your eye and stuff? But the truth is, it's hard to pick up on these things because men, we're not naturally inclined for like social intelligence the way women are. That's not saying we can't learn it.
Right.
But a lot of the time, I think unless she makes the choosing signals pretty clear, I would always just say.
So as men, like you just said that men are hunters. You think men are hunters. So if as a hunter, as a man, if I see something I like, I'm going to go for it.
Yeah, but you would kind of pick your moment, wouldn't you?
Yeah, my moment is when I see it.
Well, I'm not immediately inclined to understand how the whole scientific relationship works between animals and hunting, but you'd wait for the right time to do so. And I don't know that men always wait for the right time to do so, hence why they sometimes get the rejection that they do.
So when's the right time?
You got to pick up on the signals. I think
Like
it is
you
with me. I love eye contact. I'm going to look at you. I'm going to make eye contact. You'll know. But I think some people just don't get the memo. Because, for example, on the weekend, it's a friend's birthday. Some guy was trying to talk to me. And I felt like I was, without being rude, I was giving every signal that I'm not digging this, but he just wouldn't stop. He was going for it and asking more questions. And I had to at one point be like, yeah, I'm not interested. And he was like, oh, okay, cool. And then it was a bit awkward and then he walked away. But if you don't do that, I think sometimes a lot of women might leave it and let him go on and be like, oh God, he's harassing me, oh, he's being annoying. But I will say, because it makes me feel uncomfortable and it's just awkward and it's better for you if I keep it real.
Don't you think this is a little bit confusing?
Yeah, it's mad confusing. It's because, and every woman's different.
Right.
Every woman's different. Exactly. So different women want to be approached differently. Different women think the right moment to approach is also different.
Right.
So personally, I'd say for the guys, I'd say unless you pick up on consistent eye contact and her smiling at you, just don't approach. She may be into you, but it's not worth the risk.